Hey guys, you're in a nutshell with me, Ina. If you are a non-Canadian citizen, okay, nandito ka sa, or actually kahit Canadian citizen pala, no? Pupunta ka ng US, parang ako ba, alam niyo naman in my old episode, sabi ko, tatanungin kaya ako ng gusto, baka i-detain ako, no? Pero guys, by the way, tatawid ako ng US soon, kaya timely na rin itong episode na ito. Hindi na ako matatakot, okay? Kahit na merong reports na meron daw pong mga Canadians na nade-detain sa US border pagpapunta po silang US for immigration-related concerns. Okay? Kaya yung may mga planong tumawid at curious kayo sa sitwasyon na yan, ano ba ang nangyayari? Sino kaya ang mga nade-detain sa US border? Kahit Canadian citizen na, ha? Okay, yan ang ating pag-uusapan kasama ang ating suki, immigration lawyer, Attorney Lou Dangzalan. Okay, his email is here. Yan, crawling down there. Nagwawagayway ng kanyang Canadian flag. Okay, let me put up this article. Ayan, from the Globe and Mail. Bago lang po ito, published December 8, 2025. Ay, hindi ko pala na-up. Ano ba yan? Okay. More Canadians, including children, detained in US for immigration violations according to new data. Okay. What's concerning to me, Lou, is Canadian citizens na talaga, no? Kasi una akala ko, nako, yung mga hindi citizen, mas lalong pag-iinitan sa border. Dahil dun sa mga nangyayaring reports noon, 'di ba, na ang dami-daming tanong. Tapos ngayon pati daw may mga bata, okay, being held because of immigration-related concerns. Although it's not clear, Lou, ano yung immigration-related concern na ito. That's why I wanted to ask you, what could this be? Okay, sabi dito. Basahin ko lang yung first two paragraphs na lang. A sweeping immigration crackdown in the US is increasingly ensnaring Canadians who don't have criminal records, including at least 6 children, new US government data show. An estimated 207 Canadians have now been held in Immigration and Customs Enforcement custody at some point since January, when President Donald Trump took office. The total number of Canadians held in 2024 was 130. Okay. So yun, ano kaya ang dahilan dito, Lou? Again pero ako maglalakas loob na ako, pupunta ako ng US after the New Year. What could these immigration-related concerns be?
I mean, we're going into the realm of speculation and pasintabi na lang dun sa mga tao na ayaw tayong mag-usap about US issues dito sa channel na to.
Pero hindi, Canadians involved naman
Parang, yan na nga Kasi ako, as someone who lives in Canada, is it safe for me to travel to the US? The general answer is it's still yes.
Yes.
Obviously, kino-call out ako ng mga pinsan ko na, ba't di ka na bumibisita? Well, mangyayari sa border, tsaka on principle, I'm also boycotting them at this time because of what they're doing to us, right? So, well, not them specifically, but what their government is doing to us. So, as a matter of principle, nandun lang naman ako. Pero yung punto dito is like yung possible reasons kung hindi naman criminal. Well, tatandaan natin in the US kasi immigration offenses are not per se criminal offenses. In the US kasi criminal law is the jurisdiction of states. Hindi kagaya sa Canada na ang criminal law ay jurisdiction of the federal government, diba? So it's the other way around. Pero of course, we're seeing the federalization of criminal law in the US. So ibig sabihin, meron pa rin tayong mga provision ng batas sa US na kahit na hindi criminal in nature, parang criminal law na rin. Usually, nasa Title 18 ito ng US Code. Kasama na nandito may mga provisions na related to immigration offenses. So, sabi, wala daw criminal offenses. Pwede. Oo, kasi sa states ngayon, hindi naman yun sa federal. Pero kung immigration offense yan, for example, overstaying in the US, the problema yun, di ba? And wag natin kakalimutan na maraming mga Canadians, especially the Canadian retirees, yung mga snowbirds who own property in the US to escape our lovely winters, di ba? Masakit sa tuhod tsaka sa arthritis yung lamig. So, papalipas ka dun sa iyong cabin sa Florida ng 25 degrees or 20 degrees sa Florida, di ba? Katabi mo tubig, ganda ng weather, pwede ka lumabas na naka-shorts. So, in that situation, kung minaximize mo yung 6 months, tapos, oh, I have to go to New York kasi meron akong conference, patay ka. Kasi kung lumampas ka ng, ng 6 months, may problema tayo, di ba? So,
Yeah.
yung itong simpleng bagay, tapos on top of it, pwede rin kasing discretionary yung CBP officers kapag magsisika ng entry into the US, hindi mo ma-convince na uuwi ka, 'di ba?
Mm-hmm.
And cross kasi wala ka namang provable return ticket, 'di ba? Usually magda-drive ka pabalik ng Canada. Dati kasi, alam mo ba, there was a time before 2008, I believe it was, walang border check between US and Canada. Walang immigration check.
Dati nga yata lisensya lang daw ang papakita mo.
Baka birth certificate ang pinapakita to prove citizenship. Na-shock yung lola ko noon kasi they drove from the US, long road trip from Iowa to Toronto to visit my mom at the time. Wala pang border check noon. Sabi ng lola ko, sa Canada tayo, ba't walang immigration? Tumawid lang ng Detroit to Windsor Tunnel, di ba? Tapos, ganun lang. Pero yun nga ngayon, meron ng immigration checks. So, pagka nagsisika ng entry, you still have to convince the officer na uuwi ka. Siyempre sa mga Canadians, exactly. Sa Canadians kasi, hindi sanay na, alam mo yun, let's call it privilege, na hindi sila kailangan masyadong magpakita ng palabok na kailangan na mauuwi ka, na may uuwian ka. Whereas tayo mga Pinoy, sanay na sanay tayo dahil sa sanay na batak yung ating muscles pagdating sa pag-apply ng mga visas, di ba? So ano yung proof of attachment mo, mga ganyan. Alam, mga Canadians, wala silang, hindi nila alam yan unless na they lived abroad, di ba? Na alam nila kung paano yung galawan pagdating sa mga visa. So ngayon na nag-iipit ng US, ang daming na sumasabit sa dragnet ng US. Tapos, last point, nakikita din naman natin yung mga raids ng ICE, yung Immigration and Customs Enforcement ng US. Very, how shall I call this? Very wide and fine net yung kinakast nila to the point na ang daming nahuhuli na wala namang grounds na mahuli. Diba? So parang ang punto is hindi maiwasan na may mga Canadians na mahuhuli. Kasi nga, ang dami talagang Canadians na pumupunta talaga traditionally to the US. Lang, katabi lang diba? So, hindi nakakagulat. Pero yung sabi nga ng report, tumaas yung number of those who are being detained and ayaw pa magsalita ng ICE after like being sought for comments. Siguro, inform na rin natin ang sarili natin kung ano nangyayari sa politika ng US pagdating sa ICE. Very controversial po talaga ngayon ang immigration sa US and a lot of advocacy groups are still trying to find satisfaction to deliver justice when it comes to this kasi tama ba yung mga procedures, etc. na sasagap lang yung mga Canadians na nasa US.
Yeah, but of course, nobody still wants to go through that whole process. Imagine, wala naman talagang grounds para ikaw i-detain. And then you're gonna be spending, a day, 2 days being questioned, tapos ang ending i-release ka din. Nakakainis naman yun, I hope, that doesn't happen to any one of us. Now, actually, nung tinitignan ko tong numbers, Lou, yes, siguro nagtaas nga yung bilang, na mga dinedetain. But it's really a very, very, very small percentage when you think about the number of Canadians crossing to the US every day. Etong report is just saying 200 Canadians. Ilan ba sa isang araw lang? Libo-libo sa isang araw ang tumatawid, di ba? To the US. So, it's not really, it doesn't really happen very often. It's rare, in fact, na kahit dumadami, pero napakaliit na porsyento lang siya.
So, a couple of things. You're absolutely right. Like from a proportions perspective, babalik ako dun sa sinabi ko kanina na generally speaking, it's still safe to travel to the US. It's still a functioning democracy, more or less. Yung siste siguro dito, ano ba yung mga precautions na lang na pwede natin i-take to prevent?
Ano bang papeles ang kailangan kong ihanda? Anong sagot ang dapat alam na alam ko bago ko tumawag?
If you're a Canadian citizen, please take your Canadian passport with you at all times. Kasi lagi silang, nagkakaroon nga ng mga random raids, di ba? So you take your passports. Obviously, like, in the past, I would advise, don't carry your passport all the time. Kasi parang kung nawala mo, di ba, sakit sa ulo. Pero ngayon, obviously, in this particular situation, you have to produce original documents na just carry it safely. Diba? So yung mga walang belt bag dyan, tapos na bumabiyaw sa US, belt bag siguro kayo. Kasi baka kung saan nyo lang ilagay yung passport nyo sa bulsa nyo, paano kung na-pickpocket pa kayo sa subway sa New York, diba? Ang sakit sa ulo nun. Mahal po
Yeah.
ang rush passport, by the way. Pangalawang punto, backup documents. So kung meron kayong original ninyo, take a picture of your own passport and don't just save it in your camera sa phone ninyo. Also, email it to yourself. Kasi in case na pati yung phone ninyo mawala, di ba? Pwede ninyong balikan yung
Email.
passport ninyo or yung documents ninyo, at least copies of which, dun sa inbox ninyo. Always email yourself your own documents kasi nandun lang siya. In the future, nakakailanganin nyo siya, di ba? Kasi
Yeah.
hahanapan kayo niyan ng kopya niyan kapag pumunta kayo sa embassy ng Canada or consulate ng Canada for fresh documents. Ngayon, kung Canadian PR kayo tapos Philippine citizens pa rin kayo, don't fret. The Philippine consulate has a lot of presence across the US as well, and they can also assist in that regard. Ngayon, kung dual citizen kayo, pumasok kayo sa Canadian, better off punta kayo sa Canadian consulate. But, push comes to shove, kung kailangan ng assistance at dual citizen kayo, syempre pwede rin kayong dumulog dun sa consulate.
Yeah. Siguro meron ding maliit na population or a group of temporary residents in Canada na meron namang US visa. Diba?
Correct.
Yung mga nakasecure na ng US visa bago pa sila mag-Canada. Do you think they will be, alam mo na yung considering today's immigration climate, okay? Do you think they will be given a little bit more scrutiny dahil temporary resident sila sa Canada? At ang US din nag-iingat na baka tumatawid papunta sa kanila yung mga nangangamba na mawala ng status dito.
Meron kasi. Meron naman. Oh. So, the general rule is always, you will always be subjected to further scrutiny. Unfortunately, if you're carrying a weak passport like that of the Philippines, tas temporary resident kayo sa Canada. Hindi naman lahat, pero generally speaking, yun nga, pwede kayong ma-scrutinize. May kwento nga ako dyan actually. Dati yung client ko from a high, powerful passport siya. In fact, nasa top 5 yung passport niya sa most powerful passports. So, in-accompany namin para mag-flagpole. Remember those days when we can still flagpole? In-accompany namin kasi nga segurista kami. We want counsel to be on the side. So, we did that. Tapos, ang tanong sa akin ng CBP, ba't nandyan ka? Anong problema? Yung kasama ko, bumubulong-bulong, tapos pinapalo ko. Sabi, ikaw ang problema. Kasi nga, talagang minsan talaga, pasaway din talaga yung mga CBP officers. Sobrang, dadiretsuhan tayo. Bastos din talaga yung iba talaga sa kanila. Bastos talaga iba sa kanila.
Whereas yung iba sa totoo lang, I think they're intentionally trying to intimidate you sometimes.
Ganun naman talaga. Sorry, I'll call a spade a spade. Like US Customs and Immigration, not fun. Sorry. Dapat sana tinagalog ko pala yun, di ba? Pero yun nga talaga. Sa CBSA, may mga moments sila, pero sa totoo lang, generally speaking, maganda experience ko. CBSA, very assistive sila. Pero yun nga, honestly, kung TR ka sa Canada, I would probably limit it, and then if I had to do it, siguraduhin mong well-documented yung reason mo for traveling. Ano ba, inimbita ka ng family, kung meron kang chat transcript, na ganito, may phone number ka nung mag-host sa'yo, pati yung address, pati yung return ticket mo, kung may mga binook kayong event, print nyo na rin lahat, dalhin nyo na lahat. I-assume niyo para kayo nag-a-apply sa embassy. Kasi nga, mahirap din kasi kapag naipit ka, pag napagtripan ka, diba? Anong gagawin mo? At least may bala ka kapag pupunta ka sa gera. Mahirap din. I mean, I'm not saying that everyone's going to get this kind of treatment, but honestly, like, it's best to be just prepared. And there's a final point of advice siguro, Ina. I will say, if you're going to the US, if you can fly out of the major airports of Canada going into the US, kung saan merong US pre-clearance, mas maganda.
How do we know that? How do we know?
So, US pre-clearance is basically, dadaan ka sa US immigration, you're still in Canada. So, halimbawa, Toronto has it sa Pearson. Merong section doon na nandun yung US Customs and Border Patrol, mga US immigration officers, before you board your flight, i-check ka na ng US immigration before you even board your flight. Para pagdating mo sa US, dire-diretso na wala ng immigration.
Oh, okay.
So, I know Pearson has it. Billy Bishop in downtown Toronto has it. Montreal has it. Vancouver has it. I believe Calgary has it as well. And certain other airports like Halifax. So, double check nyo. You can just Google CBP pre-clearance. In fact, there are countries apart from Canada who have it na. Ireland, sa Dublin, meron din. Sa Abu Dhabi din, sa United Arab Emirates, meron din silang US pre-clearance. Pag board mo, para ka nung dumaan sa US Customs. So
Oo,
actually
at least,
sanitary area yan, nakakulong na
yeah.
kayo kumbaga. Tapos board na
Oo.
lang kayo, ganun. So
At least if anything, if there's a problem, nandito ka pa, no? In a
nasa
way.
Canada ka pa. Yes, you're still
Oo.
protected by your rights inside Canada. Kasi kapag halimbawa tumawid ka by land, nasa US ka na, halimbawa.
Mhm.
So hindi sa tinatakot kita for your trip next week. Pero
No, I'm not
tatawid
worried
ka,
anymore. I'm not
no, you're
worried.
not. You shouldn't be. You're traveling to the US, dadaan ka sa US Customs, teritoryo na nila yon, 'di ba? Nandun na sila sa US, nandun ka na, 'di ba?
Yeah.
Whereas kung magki-clear ka sa Pearson, nasa Canada ka pa rin. Yes, may jurisdiction yung CBP, pero all you have to do is like walk away. Ano no?
Yeah.
Ganun lang. Hindi ka na ma-detain, kumbaga. Pero sa Detroit, pwede ka ma-detain kung sakaling papagtripan ka, 'di ba?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So yun lang guys, ano? Again, generally speaking, you have nothing to worry about as long as all your papers are okay naman, walang expired o kahit ano man. Yeah, maliit lang na porsyento kahit na dumami yung kanilang mga dinidetain. Only
Double
a
and triple check everything. Double and
few.
triple check everything. That's all.
All right. Okay, so that is it. Thank you again. Ludang Zalan, yung email po niya, yung gumagapang dyan sa baba. If you want to get in touch with him, we will end this episode here. See you guys in the next one. Bye. Thank you, Lou.
Bye.